Kamala Harris is literally the person in the United States of America who is in charge of AI policy.
Right.
And I'm quite certain the woman cannot spell AI.
Yes.
So.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. So if we have one superpower on this program, it's that we are super noticers. We pay attention to the political, breaking news, online ecosystem space, and it makes us really, really good at sort of locking in the greater overall trends of what's going on. Lucky for us, we have a lot of friends who actually are massive influencers in those spaces. Vivek Ramaswamy is one of them. And at a live event that we did with Vivek just a few weeks ago, I could barely get a word in edgewise, not because he talks too much at all. Actually, it's very interesting to listen to Vivek talk, but because everyone kept chanting VP at him. The crowd of 500 people at a local brewery in South Carolina was chanting VP the entire time we were talking. The people wanted Vivek to be Donald Trump's VP. Now, this is not a new phenomenon. In fact, the first time that Vivek and Donald Trump were on stage together, this happened. Okay. And since then, you can see the two of them. Talking. Donald Trump, very impressed. The Vivek Ramaswamy, 2 thumbs up, right? Look at that. Looks like a ticket, doesn't it? 2 thumbs up. Since then, the two have walked into Mar-a-Lago together. Look at this. Vivek and his wife Apoorva with Melania, who needs no introduction, and Donald Trump. In one of Melania's, first appearances back on the proverbial campaign trail. At this event, of course, which was star-studded, Vivek was welcomed on stage by Donald Trump, even after Donald Trump was doing a little dance. Feels a little VP-ish to me, said one user on social media, with Vivek Ramaswamy being introduced by Trump and Trump sort of doing the point to Vivek, right? Now, there have been varying reports of people saying, hey, Vivek's going to be this or he's going to be that in the administration. Just last week, Donald Trump told Vivek Ramaswamy, we need to win.
Vivek, we love Vivek. What a future. We better win. We better win, Vivek.
We've got to win, Vivek. As though they're sort of on the team. I guess they're both Republicans. They both ran for president, so they're kind of on that team together. But they're also on a team that is, raising $50 million. The most ever raised by any political candidate ever, Republican or Democrat. Vivek was on the invitation, actually, to this event. We've been covering this event quite exclusively because it doubled the amount that was raised by 3 past Democrat presidents. Man, looking rough. They're all looking rough, man. A life of evil. It'll weigh on you. Vivek Ramaswamy, you can see him right there on the invitation. So it's very, very interesting, right? When Vivek gets asked about being Donald Trump's VP, he says, hey, I'm going to support whatever decision he makes. Success is unifying. That's our message. Success is our vengeance. Vivek was also asked about potentially being Donald Trump's VP, and he said he looks forward to debating Kamala Harris. I'll be sure to face off with her on it, Vivek said. And this caused a lot of people to say, oh, well, when would you debate Kamala Harris?
Not going to be debating, I don't think, anyone. But it'd be good just to say, why shouldn't George Washington be banned? If you're going to take all these other names off, all these statues down, why should Washington still be around as any figure we revere, given his slave-holding past?
I'll file that away, Laura, and I'm looking forward to hearing Kamala's answer. I don't expect it to be super coherent, but I'll be sure to face off with her on it.
All right.
I'll be sure to face off with her on it. The only time that Vivek Ramaswamy would presumably be able to face off with Kamala Harris is on a debate stage, and whew, hot damn would we ever look forward to that. Now, Vivek was on a very different stage last night at Fox News Studios in New York, the Greg Gutfeld show, but he was, again, asked in a segment about Kamala Harris what he would say to her in a debate. And his answer did not disappoint. Here's the full setup.
I got to ask you, because you're a persuader, How would you allay somebody's fears if you were, and I'm not talking about a phony person, but a person who actually believes this?
Yeah, look, I think that, let's take her at her word. She's really worried this is going to be the last election we're going to have. Well, you know what? Never in American history have we had a party in power that has tried to remove their opposition from the ballot. So you know what? I am a little bit worried that this could be the last Democratic election we have. Never in our history have we had a president in power that's using the powers of prosecution against the very guy who's running against him. So you know what? Maybe I do agree. Maybe I am worried that this could be our last Democratic election. See, Kamala Harris, when she's saying she met with 150 plus world leaders, I was actually surprised. I didn't know she could count that high. And this woman, take it seriously. She's in charge. You brought up AI. Kamala Harris is literally the person in the United States of America who is in charge of AI policy.
Right.
And I'm quite certain the woman cannot spell AI.
Yes.
So in her case, I don't think she's worried this is going to be the last election America has. I think she's afraid this is the last election that she's going to have. And I think that's really what's on her mind. And God bless this country.
I hope you get to debate her. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Well, we will have some fun with that whenever that day comes. I'll tell you that.
Ooh, broke some news here. He's the new VP. No, I'm kidding.
50 years from now.
Yeah. All right, up next, did Avenatti speak?
Okay, whoa. All right, so there you have it. Once again, and look at the crack of the smile, some people have speculated that Vivek is not going to be the VP, but then again, I've seen some major polling from some very interested parties that are quite close to President Trump that proves that actually he'd be the best nominee to be a VP. So we'll see, right? We've barked up that tree and we've asked our sources, and you know what they say? Nothing's been decided yet, and that Donald Trump feels the energy of the moment and the time, the place. And he has not picked anyone yet, and he's doing these groundbreaking fundraisers with Vivek. He's welcoming him on stage, and Vivek is making comments like this. I look forward to facing off with Kamala Harris in a debate and making fun of her and actually getting in some good zingers there. He continued to make fun of Democrats and their persecutions of Donald Trump. And on a more serious topic, really talk about what that means for the country.
Vivek, okay. Tyrus raises a good point here. I feel like there might be an unlikely buddy friendship developing now that Trump has thanked him. Could they do a show together at some point?
Well, you know, the show would be on MSNBC. It would actually more than triple their viewership. I'll tell you this, if you're MSNBC, I just want to pick up on Tyrus's point. Think about it. The best legal analyst you can get is a lawyer who ended up behind bars. Right now, if you think about this, that's a pretty big slap in the face to Ronna McDaniel. Okay?
Yeah.
Ronna and I have had our differences, but at least she's not making calls from the prison payphone.
That is true.
And I do think that this guy has been exploitive, but at the same time, irrespective of this man, he makes an obvious point in this country. It's amazing how your view of fair trial changes when you're on the other side of some prison bars. But the reality is the whole point of Donald Trump's trials is not that they were supposed to be fair. They were designed to be unfair from the get-go. So if you view this as some kind of technical failure, you wonder what's going on. If you realize this was the point, this is exactly the system working as it should. It has an immune system to one man trying to do everything in their power to keep him out of the White House. And the more they do it, the more people in this country say hell no to that type of lawfare, and that we, the people, get to decide who runs the country.
There you go. Good point.
Getting good reactions there on Gutfeld's show. Obviously one of the highest, I believe it's the highest rated late night television show. And good on Greg Gutfeld. We like Greg Gutfeld quite a bit. This was possibly our favorite segment when he had Vivek on.
Vivek, the guy is amazing to actually get 50 women to agree on something.
That's funny. You're focused on the 50 women. I'm focused on the 2.6 million, which is, you know what? In this era of defamation, if it's E. Jean Carroll, why not go for 83 million? You know?
That's
this
true.
guy's going for 2.6. If you're going to do it, you're going to sue the defamation case, you might as well do it right. And I think that these defamation cases actually gotten out of control. I mean, 86 million here, 83 there, 450 million there. I think we need some reform to the system. So I'm an advocate for tort reform. But if this were the case, it'd be a weird case to cause it. But if it's this, I'll still be the one to take it.
I might just sue you for defamation. Can't hurt. The guy is loaded.
Well, if I get sued, Greg, I'm coming for you right now after this. People like.
So, I mean, this is like the raconteur. This is like the human element of all of it. Him laughing, him being self-deprecating, and making kind of a joke out of our current modern day politics, which is very much a joke. And so I think it's encouraging, and I think it's inspiring, and I think it's good for the country, obviously. And am I in favor of Vivek being vice president? I mean, I don't know, man. Looks like a pretty awesome ticket. Looks like a pretty awesome ticket to me. Look at these. Look at them. They clearly like each other. The major argument for Vivek is that he would pull in young people, he would pull in first-generation immigrants, and he would pull in independents. That's the major argument for Vivek, and that obviously aligns very nicely with some of the major trends that we're seeing electorally, which is Joe Biden, of course, collapsing with minorities, collapsing with the youth, why Donald Trump is gaining ground with youth voters. Joe Biden falls behind Donald Trump with youth voters. Young voters are more concerned with the economy. That's bad for Biden. Donald Trump beats Joe Biden among young voters. Picking somebody like Vivek would be very much a feather in your cap and a big vote of confidence for young people who really tend to gravitate towards Vivek's viewpoints and his energy. Just thought on that. All right. It's your boy Benny. Who do you want to be Donald Trump's VP? Let me know in the comment section.